you, Megan. So this is the first time that we are speaking publicly about our farm, so we're pretty nervous. And I will put right up front that we are not experts in regenerative farming. We are learners here to share what we learned. I'm ready. So as Megan already told you, we moved from Hamilton in 2021, and that was largely motivated by our desire for more space to grow vegetables. So you see on the left there is our old garden. It was 160 square feet of growing room in between, the children's tree house and the trees that were already existing on the property. We had a lot of challenges there in terms of shade, but what we were able to do in the 15 years that we lived there was experiment in all sorts of different ways with the small garden that we had. So we grew a lot of experimental crops like loofah, goji berries, a whole bunch of things, bamboo, alongside about 24 to 30 conventional crops every year. We established a lot of longer crops like raspberries, rhubarb, currants, gooseberries. We had an entire kind of berry area, and we loved it. But we were so limited by living in the city. We were so limited, really, by the shape of the houses and trees around us. So we moved to the country, and really that was a business decision, but it was also a family decision. We knew for our kids' mental health, we knew for our own mental health, we needed more space and we needed more trees in our lives. So we do want to say that labels can be a little harmful to true sustainability, we feel. I mean, any label can be co-opted by a profit-driven company or, lifestyle brands. So although regenerative is our title right now, I'm going to explain what that means to us, and what we really think of ourselves as is being dynamic and being proactive in how we approach the soil life on our farm. Can I keep talking? Okay.
You're good.
I'm good. Yeah. Okay, so why regenerative? So we considered a lot of approaches to the new farm that we knew we'd be building. We bought a 36-acre property on the LaHave River. It had about 2 acres of tree-free, sunny area for us to build stuff in. And so we started researching. And what the conclusion we came to was, for us, a no-till approach. So the gardens that you see there are made by putting wet cardboard right over top of the grass that was existing there. We put a deep layer of compost, and we did rows of wood chip mulch in between those. And believe it or not, that grass died, and that soil was ready to be planted in within a couple of weeks. And we built a 50 by 50 plot the first year. We are now into our second year. We have our second 50 by 50 plot. So the picture you see there is the year 1 looking up towards our forest. And this is year 2 with the second plot being put in. We were lucky to have some natural resources already on the property. The trees you see there are almond trees that someone planted previously. We have quite a lot of wild blueberry bushes and wild dewberry, which is really lucky, and so we're making use of those as well. So when we say no-till, what does that mean? So traditionally, in conventional farming, you would be doing deep tilling into the soil, right? That's how you would prepare a plot to be replanted. You would dig down, you would make sure you kill everything in that soil, right? You want no weeds, you want no insects, you want sanitized soil to build stuff on. And then what they do is they come in with fertilizers all year. So first you strip the soil, and then you build it up with fertilizers all year, and then you kill everything off. That's conventional farming. So the no-till approach says that you're not really growing vegetables, you're building soil. You're building the flora and fauna and other biota that exist in the soil. And what that does for you is all the work that tilling does. Because those roots go deep, deep, deep into the soil. They bring up all those nutrients you need. We, in fact, do not pull out the roots of our vegetables at the end of the year. We just chop them off, and those roots stay in the soil. And as they compost, they create, they bring air down into the soil and creatures, lots and lots of worms, back up to the top of the soil. And by the next year, that is gone. So in the no-till approach, we are building soil. We are growing vegetables on top of it, but really our main thing is to build soil. And so we do that. We already talked about no synthetic fertilizers. but we also use a series of natural approaches. So kelp is one of the fertilizers that we use for sure. We've been able to access locally composted kelp, but we've also experimented with just taking kelp and rinsing it and doing some trials on our fields. We use cover cropping in the winter, so things like rye or peas to help maintain that soil health over the winter as well. And when we grow all this beautiful stuff, one of the advantages of our team, our family team, is that we have a lot of skills to turn that food into other things. So on our property, we talked about natural resources, we also have maple trees. We've been making maple syrup. We take the vegetables and fruits that we grow and we turn them into delicious focaccia and other things, and we sell them at the West Dublin Market, which is what these pictures are from. If you haven't been to the West Dublin Market, I highly encourage you to come. It's on TV Lake Road, Saturday mornings, 9 till 12. After you visit the Bridgewater Market, you can go to that one as well. So as we continue to grow, we continue to build infrastructure. We're trying to be really intentional about that. The tools we use are all solar powered. So there's no fossil fuels on our farm. We are working towards having no need for fossil fuels in our house as well, but that's something we're still working on. The tools that we use are largely a tilther, which is like, it's powered with an electric drill and it tills, but at like a 1-inch level. And really that's just to level out the soil so that we can plant new seeds in it. We have our electric trimmers and lawnmowers, and those are the electric tools used. Everything is hand tools, from rakes dibblers, sorry. The thing, how do we know it's working? Like, how do we know this regenerative approach is a good approach? How do we know it's working on our farm? There is so much life in our soil. You cannot even scrape, just the surface off of it without seeing some insects or some worms. We have a huge, vibrant spider population. There are lots of butterflies. There are tons of bees. One of the ways we maintain that is through our pollinator berm. So on either side of the gardens, and maybe down the middle one day, we've built these perennial flower-dominated berms, and those attract insects and birds. And those have largely taken care of a lot of our pest problems. So what's next for us? We're just going to continue to experiment. We're going to continue to see what works for us. But what we've seen so far is we are growing beautiful crops with very little effort. It requires almost no weeding. And we feel really great about the way we're growing our food.